Did you know a traditional compost pile can lose up to half its nitrogen to the air? And raised beds, while popular, often cut off soil from deep water reserves. We fill them with expensive compost, but end up with isolated, high-maintenance islands needing constant water and feed. The gardening industry profits from this cycle, selling us endless supplies instead of encouraging us to nurture the living soil beneath our feet. But there's a better way, one that works with nature, enriches the soil, and saves time, money, and effort. Water is the garden's lifeblood, and in undisturbed soil, capillary action draws moisture up from deep below. Raised beds break this connection, isolating the soil and cutting off natural moisture. As a result, raised beds dry out quickly and require constant watering. Each watering washes nutrients away, creating a cycle of feeding and leaching. The neat look of raised beds comes at the cost of more work and resources. By isolating our soil, we trade natural resilience for a high-maintenance system. Understanding this helps us seek methods that work with, not against, the soil's natural strengths. Composting feels rewarding, but open-air piles lose much of their nitrogen as ammonia gas. Up to half the nitrogen can vanish before it ever reaches your plants. Traditional composting also means hauling materials back and forth, only to end up with a less potent product. It's a lot of effort for diminished returns. There's a smarter way, composting directly in the soil, where nutrients stay put and plants benefit most. This method is ancient, efficient, and eliminates unnecessary labor. Let's see how it works. Trench composting is simple. Bury your organic matter right where you'll grow your crops. This traps nutrients underground, releasing them slowly to plant roots. Nothing is lost to the air. All the goodness stays in the soil. The decomposing material creates a sponge-like layer, improving water retention and soil structure. It's free, uses your own waste, and eliminates the need for bagged compost or fertilizers. You're building a closed-loop system that enriches your soil for years. It's a resourceful, back-saving, and sustainable way to garden. The first step in building your subsoil pantry is choosing the perfect spot in your garden. Look for a sunny area where you plan to grow nutrient-hungry crops like tomatoes, beans, or squash. These plants will benefit most from the rich, slow-release nutrients your pantry will provide. Consider the layout of your garden and pick a location that's easy to access for both planting and future harvesting. Mark out the area clearly so you know exactly where to dig. Next, dig a trench about a foot deep and a foot wide. The length can vary depending on how many plants you want to support. As you dig, set the soil aside in a neat pile. You'll need it later to cover your pantry. Try to keep the sides of the trench straight and even for best results. Begin by lining the bottom of your trench with a layer of browns. These are materials like cardboard, dry leaves, or small woody prunings. This layer helps with drainage and creates air pockets, which are essential for healthy decomposition. Don't worry if the materials are a bit chunky. They'll break down over time. On top of the browns, add a layer of greens. These include kitchen scraps like fruit and vegetable peelings, grass clippings, or even used coffee grounds. Greens provide nitrogen, which helps fuel the composting process and feeds your plants as the materials break down. Continue alternating layers of browns and greens, building up your pantry until the trench is nearly full. Each layer should be a few inches thick. Finish with a final layer of greens to kickstart decomposition and provide an initial nutrient boost. Once your trench is filled, cover everything with the soil you set aside earlier. Mound it slightly above ground level to allow for settling as the materials decompose. This mound will become the foundation for your future crops. It's important not to plant directly on top of the mound right away, as the decomposition process generates heat and can disturb young roots. Instead, plant your seedlings along the edges of the mound, where the soil is cooler and more stable. As your plants grow, their roots will naturally reach down into the nutrient-rich zone you've created. Over time, they'll tap into the slow-release compost, drawing up moisture and minerals exactly when they need them most. This method transforms everyday kitchen and garden waste into a powerhouse of fertility right beneath your crops. the organic matter breaks down gradually, improving soil structure, boosting microbial life, and locking in moisture. Building a subsoil pantry is simple, efficient, and turns routine garden chores into a rewarding soil-building practice. With just a little effort, you'll create a thriving, sustainable garden that rewards you season after season. Let's take a moment to be honest about what trench composting really involves. There's no getting around it. Digging trenches can be hard work, especially if your soil is heavy, compacted, or full of roots and stones. It's the kind of job that can leave you with sore muscles and a bit of sweat on your brow. But don't let that put you off. This effort is an investment, not just a chore. Think of it as laying the foundation for a thriving garden, one that will reward you for months to come. Unlike the ongoing tasks of watering every day or constantly turning a compost heap, trench composting asks for a single burst of effort. Once you've dug your trenches and filled them, you're done for the season. That means less time spent on maintenance and more time enjoying your garden. It's a one-time push that pays off with a season's worth of benefits, freeing you from the cycle of daily chores. The best time to prepare your trenches is a few weeks before you plan to plant. This gives the organic matter you add, like kitchen scraps, garden waste, or even shredded newspaper, time to start breaking down. As the materials decompose, they create a rich, nutrient-dense zone beneath the soil surface, setting the stage for strong, healthy plant growth. When it's time to plant, remember to place your seedlings on the shoulders of the mound, not directly above the fresh compost. This gives their roots a chance to reach down gradually, avoiding any risk of burning from undecomposed material. It's a simple adjustment that makes a big difference in how well your plants establish themselves. As your plants grow, their roots will naturally seek out the rich, moist zone below, tapping into all those nutrients you buried. Over time, you'll notice stronger, more resilient plants with deeper roots and lusher foliage. This underground banquet is what sets trench composting apart from surface mulching or traditional compost piles. Of course, not everyone is able to dig trenches, and that's perfectly okay. If digging isn't possible for you, there's another way to harness the power of organic matter. Try making a liquid feed by soaking green materials like comfrey, nettles, or even grass clippings in water for a few weeks. The resulting liquid is packed with nutrients and can be diluted to feed your plants directly. This method captures nutrients in water instead of soil, offering a flexible and accessible way to nourish your garden. It's especially useful for container gardens or raised beds where digging deep trenches isn't practical. Just pour the diluted liquid around your plants and watch them thrive. Whether you choose to dig trenches or make liquid feed, the upfront work you put in now will pay off in the long run. You'll spend less time on maintenance, enjoy healthier crops, and see your garden transform before your eyes. The difference in plant vigor and harvest quality can be remarkable. Remember, gardening isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. By investing effort at the right time and in the right way, you set yourself up for a season of abundance with less stress and strain. In the end, your garden and your back will thank you for making the smart choice and putting in the effort where it counts most. Many gardening habits, though well-intentioned, can work against nature's systems. We often follow advice that seems helpful, but sometimes these routines disrupt the natural balance that makes gardens thrive. It's easy to get caught up in trends or products that promise quick results, but nature has its own, time-tested ways of building healthy soil and resilient plants. Raised beds and open compost piles often create more work and waste. While these methods can be useful, they sometimes require constant maintenance, extra watering, and can even attract pests if not managed carefully. Many gardeners find themselves spending hours turning compost or hauling soil, only to see mixed results. But your garden already holds the key to resilience and fertility. The secret lies beneath your feet, in the living soil and the cycles of decay and renewal that happen naturally. By working with these cycles, you can unlock your garden's full potential without relying on endless inputs. Trench composting lets you use what you have to build lasting soil health. Instead of piling up waste or buying expensive amendments, You simply dig a trench, add your kitchen scraps, and let the soil life do the rest. This method mimics nature's way of recycling nutrients, right where your plants need them most. Start small, dig one trench, bury your waste, and plant on the edges. Over time, you'll notice the soil becoming richer, darker, and more alive. Your plants will respond with stronger growth and deeper roots, drawing on the nutrients released as the buried material breaks down. Watch how those plants thrive, even in dry spells. The organic matter you've added helps the soil retain moisture, so your garden stays green and productive when others struggle. You'll see fewer signs of stress, and your harvests will be more abundant. Trust the soil, nurture the ecosystem, and step away from endless products. By encouraging earthworms, microbes, and beneficial insects, you create a self-sustaining environment that supports itself year after year. The more you observe and support these natural processes, the less you'll need to intervene. The best tool for a thriving garden is already in your hands, and the most potent fertilizer is waiting in your kitchen bin. Embrace these simple natural methods, and you'll discover just how much your garden can give back when you work in harmony with nature.